Yes, Albert. Thank you for honoring this. I see you've come to the podcast. I think you have a sticker,
Finally.
but you're a big fan. You know, an Wanji government.
Wapi.
Also,
Wow.
I
How
don't know.
you,
if-
man?
I'm good, man.
You good?
Yeah,
How's your birthday?
that's fun. You texted me very late about his birthday. You're supposed to come during the
Okay.
day. I had that pool full of.
Was
people.
supposed to take shots today. But
Where
anyway,
are my shots, by the way?
Wait.
Shots are allowed on this thing.
let's get this done.
All right.
So how are you, man?
I'm good.
You good? Finally.
Finally, you on the podcast.
I'm on the big convos.
yeah,
The biggest thing in town.
big conversations by ordinary people.
I know, man.
Uh,
You know, I wish this was the other way around. 'Cause I think I have more questions. for you
Please
than you
do.
have for me.
That's
Well,
the whole point of the
let's
conversation.
do
That's
this.
the whole
Let's
point of the
cover.
conversation. I want to first look into digital marketing specifically because that's what you do. Then, why do you think digital marketing is kicking out offline marketing right now? Why have you been choosing it?
Digital marketing,
Yeah.
by virtue of the circumstances, it's the thing, it's the future. You know, this pandemic also had that push that came to digital marketing,
Yeah.
that people realized that your business has to be out there. This thing of, for example, sitting in Chikubo and wait for guys to come and buy, I doubt that works at this point and in the near future. So every businessman or seller had to find a way of talking or reaching out to their customer on phone or digital. So that's digital. We've been doing this thing for quite some time,
Yeah.
but in so many gigs do come in during this pandemic, webinars. People have realized there's so much money they spend on conferences. This is money you could save or do something else with it and get guys on a
Yes,
webinar.
exactly.
digital
Zoom link,
conference, Zoom
probably
link.
a Twitter space now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we shall come to spaces.
You've become king of spaces now. I think you're about to lose your job and just become king of spaces.
So man, yeah, digital marketing is the future. And like I'd talked to the MTN Pulse people,
Yeah.
that it's not a one-day thing. It's a process that one should trust if they are entering into that field. It's quite an interesting one because we do come across so many people from so many walks of lives, because digital marketing is the center of all the other sectors, because they all need farmers, hotels, companies, TVs, every kind of business centers back to digital marketing. Now that's where us we come in, that all these people will come back to us needing our service. So we do interact with so many people, which is a very good thing for us. You know, the more you interact with different people from different fields, the more you grow as a human. You grow your personality, your perspective about so many things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Digital marketing.
if I have my brand, how do we, and I give it to you as a digital marketer, probably, how do we assess return on investment? How do I know that the money I'm giving Albert and his people, this is what I gain back?
What
How
you
do
get.
we, how do we assess return on investment?
Of course, the ideal is, for example, we do digital reports, because with digital is something that will show you your impact in real time. For example, if we did this podcast and there were people out there tweeting, we'll get a report of how many people tweeted this on this hashtag. So with reports, that's the first thing where we know your impact. With gigs of like webinars, pushing hashtags, but something to do with e-commerce. You know, e-commerce, you will tell the return, okay, in a report, but in a very different way. There's what we call conversions. For example, let me say that you have an online shop. You're selling something,
Shoes.
let's say Jumia or shoes,
but
it's an online thing where someone goes, sees the shoe, taps it, goes, buys. So it's what we call pixels. if I'm scrolling and come across your shoe, just that shoe coming to my screen,
Yeah.
that's captured. Eh? So me see someone out there seeing the shoe and tapping on it and going ahead to your site and seeing the price and actually buying the shoe.
Which is the end goal.
Yes. So usually with e-commerce, we determine that with conversions, and then at every point, as someone is tapping to go to your site, that's recorded, and in the report, you will see that this someone saw the shoe but didn't tap it. This someone tapped but didn't buy. Or this guy saw the price, ran away. But still, it's not. It's a gradual thing. We are on the other side of our clients.
Yeah.
That it's not a one-day effect. Yeah, you'll feel what digital marketing is doing for you. It may not be tomorrow or the other day, but after like a few weeks of consistency, you will tell. For example, you can get digital marketers.
Yeah.
They put out your brand. You know, in the first place, first look at awareness. First, don't look at are they going to buy.
To actually be into one of
Let people first know your brand.
Is there like difference in branding online and marketing digitally? Or it's more or less the same thing?
It's more or less, but they go together.
Yeah.
They can't be separated. Because people will do buy what you're selling or what you're marketing after knowing who you are. So there should be brand awareness first. Okay? Put the brand out there and people know that this is Keron. He does this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if someone has watched your podcast, but they know Keron does a podcast. That's the first thing.
Specifically for us, it's not even just a podcast.
Exactly.
The business of podcasting is also
true.
an added plus for us. That's
at some point, someone will be out there and wants such a service.
Exactly.
I don't have to know that or to have watched Keron's podcast to tell someone, oh, I know a guy. So, man, awareness is very key in digital marketing. Yeah, and they go concurrently with what you're trying to ask.
How is it like? Because when you look at, let's say, the US, I've seen influencers that side or where else. A stable man.
Even in Africa, Kenya,
in Africa, Kenya,
Nigeria,
guys are rolling
I think
Range Rovers and stuff like that, and it's not even about what side houses they're doing or what, but this is actually the money they're making from brands. People have deals to up to Benz and what, and they're paying them their worth. How come we're not getting that here? And I've also been a digital marketer for quite some time. People still undershadow this. I've been in meetings with a few colleagues of mine who are big. There's exceptional people who really understand the value to it, even when you present like proposals and what. But some other people still underlook it, and they do not know that this is where the value is. I don't even know if Corona, the pandemic, has now given them a shocker in the mind and showing them that, you know what, this is actually the only direction. There is more ROI on your brand online than you're going to put billboards. But I also don't know if that's true. But you're in this
I'll tell
business.
you something interesting there. With why those guys are doing way better than you're doing. The influencing field in Uganda, I think it's also still at its initial stages. Not so many people. Because you realize that there are some brands or big brands you could be knowing about that at some point, a few years back, didn't know about these things. You pitch to a guy, he asks you, who are influencers? What do they do? And he's a comms guy. He doesn't know what exactly. Then at some point, these guys were like, oh, wow, you guys do this. This is beautiful. So I think we are still at that initial stage. And two, we don't know our worth. Those guys know their worth.
How do I know my worth? How do I start negotiating?
Exactly.
And that is,
exactly. Because so many people, so many things influence that. That there's niche. Because most of these guys pick a niche in what they digital market or influence. That me, I review restaurants. I blog about cars. I influenced hotels. But what we are doing down here is anything that comes, we move. Kumacha,
In one of our conversations,
influencing the Stanbic Bank. In the evening, alcohol. In the middle, there, Jumia. In the evening, there, dogs. So you realize that you're kind of stagnant. Yeah, I do that also.
But because first of all, you're running about 20 brands when I look at your bio. So how is that even manageable? That's what you're going to go into.
This is how I manage. You first have to have the love for the field. And then research. We do quite so much research that, for example, if I'm speaking to a brand, every brand has their target market. So you running that brand, you have to first put your mind in that market. For example, a guy that takes Ciroc, I may not be as rich as they are right now, but you have to put your head in their head.
How do
and
they
know
think?
How
What's
do I
their
speak
lifestyle?
to that guy? I may not live that lifestyle, and at the same time, I have to put my head in the guy who
I think you
takes
have a lot of clients here.
No.
Parties here, people are always having Ciroc bottles.
And then you have to also think like a guy who takes Uganda Waraji or Captain Morgan, because these are so different guys. Because this Captain Morgan guy is a guy at Moobs that once in a while can afford a Captain Morgan of 26,000 or 27. So this is a guy you have to speak to as to Simble, hey, Chukute, let's go.
To party.
Hey,
like that guy.
So and then there's this, okay, but this Moobs guy still knows about Ciroc, probably has never taken it or has sipped it. He was at a wedding. There was a rich guy.
Oh, Governor Snamato.
Put it on the you went to the snap off. You saw a friend. You sipped it one time, but you know about it. Now, there's this Ciroc guy. Guys who stay around here once in a while. That's why you don't even shout as you're talking to them, as you're speaking to them. These are guys who made the money. They don't symbol every day. You don't take such a brand every day. These are brands that are celebratory. So
totally agree.
I run so many brands, and it's a lot of research that you have to put your mind into that guy you're speaking to and speak to him rightly, very well. Convince him to buy this product, and then go ahead and speak to the other guy as well. So, and this is it's quite complicated, but easy if you love what you do and put some time in it. You'll pull it off very well, and you will be happy, and your client will be happy as well. But one is research. 2, you have to love what you're doing.
By research, what do you mean? Like, I go read about and understand these brands and understand the people who consume them.
There's so much content out there on the internet. Even as simple as typing in, a client can call you. For example, if you call me on this podcast, me, I'll do my own homework. Okay, I know about the podcast. I know what you do. I've watched
a few episodes.
What you guys do. But I'll first put in an effort to read thoroughly about what this thing is about. I'm giving an example.
Yes.
So that you don't just come.
You make research.
So that's the same thing with digital marketing. Any brand. I'm not talking about alcoholic brands.
Yes.
There are so many clients you get.
Totally agree
can be a ministry, can be a government authority, or so if this guy tells you I have work for you on Monday, man, first go look at what they have done before. But the guys will just pull up. Shukube, let's go. And you're looking at the guy, he's going to be like, man, this guy just come. We can tell. You can set up a team to do work. But as they're working, you're going through
what they're doing.
So like, man, this guy I really hit bad. He doesn't know what he's doing. For example,
I don't even want to go there, but I feel you totally at 100%.
For example, we did work with some government authority recently that had to do with numbers. So I got guys that I was so sure. Okay. I wasn't so sure about one of them. Man. You can look at how they're putting numbers out there. Like, bruh, this ain't it.
So usually what me I do actually with the brands, a few brands I work with, including this just podcast, I want the influencer to be in my mind. So I try and talk them into how they're supposed to now influence my brand. Yeah. Most of the times, like because I really don't. I have suffered with a few. Yes, you get people and you see them. They're pushing good numbers. They're on two brands and people are giving their stuff
It's
attention.
never about the numbers.
It's just never about that. Then when you give them a different concept, you look at it and you're like, oh my god, this person.
It's never about, you know. Let me tell you something. It's about so many things, but numbers is way down there.
Yeah.
Like number 10. Even your discipline. Even how you talk to someone. You know, there's some etiquettes people need to. Okay, I don't know how people live their lives. But even if I put you in a group that's going to do some work, even how you type, someone will judge you by, before even they see you, they'll judge you from how you've typed a text, how you've punctuated it, shorthand. So there are so many things that come with this kind of work that someone will even judge you from an email.
So appearance and presentation all
before someone meets you, they already have a picture of who I'm going to meet. From the talk you've had before or you've had back end. So it's so many things that come with this kind of work. But yeah, discipline, the basics, love the field, be disciplined, being able to talk to people, humor, humility. Okay, not per se that humor, but humility is very key. You know, you don't have impress someone on the first day day they meet you, because how they meet you is how they take you for the rest of the life. They'll know you, how you're dressed, even how you smell.
Totally agree.
One, like I said, we meet so many people from different kind of fields, and you have to impress all these guys to give you more work in the future.
Now, in a world where man, our peers are dealing with so much. People are always, of course, Baba Simbu the whole time, and people like you are influencing for these brands and facilitating this kind of behavior. How do you sit back at home and feel comfortable, knowing that for you, you've destabilized some people's mental health, and people are simpler and they're doing all these things, but for you're making money?
In alcohol business, it's not that I only do digital only alcohol products,
but you're in the alcohol business.
Invested in it. Yeah, that's my 8 to 5 job for now.
Interesting.
There's what we call an or a RD template. You realize that on me on my side, I prompt you into buying that alcohol, but there's something telling you drink responsibly on every bottle or on every photo I post of a brand. There's 18
the whole point of 18 plus drink responsibly is in another way, because I also understand marketing quite frankly. In another way, it is just to push people, because a 17-year-old who has been told drink responsibly or not to sell to persons under 18, but when I'm 17 and as human beings, we live so curious with life. So I'm going to be very curious to find out, why are these people stopping me from drinking something at 18? What is so special about these people? So you actually drive in more sales by the whole not sold to persons under the age of 18, because you're driving more curiosity into the world, and people are now 17, 16-year-olds are like, but what's so special about this thing? Why can't I drink it? What happens to me? Just how curious how people who use drugs actually be. This is how people go down the line. It starts small, then be like, no, I want to now hit this immediate type of high. I want to go to extra. I don't want, this is not enough for me. So this is what sells. I find that as more marketing than actually regulatory for me.
You're right about that. But I'll answer something about your previous question of me out there.
Yes.
Marketing. You to take something. I think how you consume this product should be your personal trait. Sure. Though still these breweries are also going an extra mile to try create awareness around responsibility. You've heard of UBL doing polar enjoyments. There's the campaigns of don't drink and drive. There's this campaign UBL was doing sometime there of
I think they also sponsored Vinca to do that red card song.
The red card thing. Then also there's so many things in our marketing codes that people do
that are pro people.
Some of them we think they are not right. For example, forcing someone alcohol. For example, if I came to a party, I'm like, bruh, today I'll take water. Tuze kusimbula take you.
Exactly.
So man, some of these things, even if someone posted a brand with such a picture, forcing someone alcohol down their throat, I can't even retweet that thing with a brand's account.
This is how.
There's some small things.
Yes. Doesn't matter how neat or viral the content can go.
But we don't have to put it out there that alcohol should be something you take small fun, but you don't have to force someone to take it if they said they do not want. Of course, we know how we've lived.
Totally.
At some parties or hangouts, that shit has been done. I've seen it. It's not right, but people who do it, it's okay. But in the marketing code, that's not right.
That's true.
So you'll never see a brand posting two guys forcing themselves shots. The guy said, "Man, 3 are enough."
You have to die.
So man, my job is to convince you to go buy this brand.
That this brand stands a better position.
How you consume it, I'll go an extra mile to tell you, my guy.
Provide the information, the awareness on how
take it small, take a sensible
amount.
You're pushing a full bottle of Waraji down someone's throat. You saw that video of that chick, man.
And
was
what
it
happened
Africa?
Next year? It's something like that.
Was it a whiskey?
It was crazy.
Guys.
And the fact that someone would
did that chick die?
This,
I think I saw a story about the chick died. I don't know.
She didn't die, but I think she came out alive the next day, and she could not believe her friends did that to her. It's crazy, but forget South Africa. These things happen. It's just that we have been locked down, so we have not been out in a while. But these things happen. You go to a bar, it's your birthday,
that's so irresponsible. That's out of the marketing code. We'll never endorse that.
Now back to, because we're still into this whole digital market thing. We've had brands on a global scale. We've had brands compete. Sometime in 2012, I think, on Super Bowl, we had Volvo was running an ad where what they did to outclass all, because usually on Super Bowl, all these brands, it's I think the most watched show, where it has the most views. So
the
advertising the halftime is really, really valuable. So advertising comes in handy, and usually these car brands, which probably I think have the most money, take up these slots mostly. So what Volvo did was it told everyone that if you see in halftime, once the Benz and Volkswagen and who else advertise their cars, all you have to do is to tweet that I want to send a car to a friend, and they will send that friend a car. But you have to tweet so that they trend. So what then happens is, as Mercedes was advertising, who was advertising, Nissan, and all these other brands, people were tweeting. So what Volvo did was to get people's attention away from the screen and onto their phone in just that specific halftime in that time, which was very, very, very genius. But this competition has been there. We've seen Pepsi, Coca-Cola go hand in hand. We've seen BMW and Benz go hand in hand. Now, recently, we have seen Renzori and Crystal Water do something like that. Do you think this is healthy competition? Do you think this is... I saw you specifically think... no, I saw actually Bruno saying that it should be wrong. It is wrong that Crystal Water, which by the way has a lot of billboards in Chanja, but I've never seen their water.
This goes back to strategy. Budget isn't... Okay, at that point, but the primary thing is strategy. These brands are competing and have two different teams. So man, whatever team you're on, you must be so up to your game, because guys onto the other brand are very good. So you must be up to your game as well. So many brands are competing in this country around digital, in the beverage field, especially alcohol, water, soft drinks. It goes back to how this team decide strategizing, and then some of them, for example, that thing of you have your strategy, but wait, see what the other guy does, then hit. There are people that have changed strategy at the last minute. You have backup.
Yeah.
You have plan B.
Yeah.
You see what that guy has done, and then you're like, man, what I have is so trash.
And you have to adjust.
Bruh, need to change this whole thing. So, yeah, that's healthy because wherever there's competition, people tend to be so productive. You know, the more you're on pressure to deliver, the more productive you get. So, yeah, competition is good.
But it's also not affecting us with Crystal, because I also just realized yesterday that they also have a similar logo to Renzori, which has been in existence for I've grown up drinking Renzori water.
I think Crystal just ran into that trap, probably as the other guys intended. I don't know if Twitter that prompted it, but they fell right into it. Because these guys started tweeting more on Renzori than Crystal. Yeah. And I'm like, man, these guys are falling right into it. You're doing a pro bono. You're now doing a gig of
Renzori.
Renzori, yet you should be on Crystal. Because these guys did. Actually, I saw another artwork. I don't know if it's true.
In which one?
It's a waterfall, and there's a bottle right at a waterfall, and they're saying Renzori, what the CP what? I think they're trying to. I don't know if it's an artwork from the brand, but
I have not seen that one.
But also get controversial. I've seen it this morning. I'll show it to you after the. And then going back to how they are competing, like I've told you, you guys should compete because that will prompt you into being more productive and being more hardworking. So I think it's very okay, provided you don't cross the line, because there should always be a line of, because every brand has a brand code. They have a line they should never cross. So as long as you're in the line of that brand, because as you go on to work on a brand, they'll give you their guidelines. We do this, we don't go out of this. This is too extreme. You have to stay. So long as you're in the code, you're good to go.
Speaking of controversy, why is it that, and this is not like a question, I'll tell you something. Producing this podcast, we've really put on conversations we really think are very impactful, from people that are experts, and it's just ordinary people. So we don't have any rankings on who gets on, but then we have people who are experts who are giving expert opinions and what. So, and for the whole time I put it online, I'll say maybe they are long 1 hour conversations, but then we've had episodes that have hit up to 6K views and what, so people have watched them up to that. But then people are mostly interested in controversy because Karen will trend when Karen is in some type of drama. So the world will talk about Karen, but people are not going to still give that same attention to this podcast. And this is, by the way, me. I don't mind my personal controversy because I like people to come to my profile. So then people are usually curious to find out who's this guy, what do they do, and so so I can divert all that traffic to who watches my podcast. And
Genius.
People, so that people keep watching these conversations, because I do really believe that these conversations are very helpful. They're impactful to the young person growing up, to people who are looking for opportunities. We have people talking about oil and gas and industry that is booming. We have all these guys doing all that. So what's with controversy? Why do we have to, as a culture, as our community, why are only people interested? Because I also see some of your work. The more serious work, people don't give it any
but controversy.
Controversy, yes, we'll be about it.
I think as a country, as a people, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic that people have so much time on them. People are home. People have nothing to do. Those that have something, they're doing it from home. So I think people have so much time on their hand to follow this drama. For example, if we had Twitter Spaces boom when people are still in office, I doubt that space, that fire one,
Yeah.
would have gotten those 1,000 plus listeners.
Mm.
So I think as a people, and I think people are also tired of serious things.
Oh, but
Very serious.
because people are bored. I don't think people are tired of serious things. Yeah, but people just
We just want to lay down and laugh a bit, because it's not that.
But there's so much content that
Yeah,
like that.
for example, some of these controversies will get people numbers.
Yeah.
Yes, because as a digital marketer, one thing is numbers. So that would be good to some extent.
Yeah, because
that will
whatever you're
that will
pushing
get
out
you
is
some bit
visible
of
to you,
numbers.
yeah.
But on the other side of that drama as it is, there's also the side of it impacting your business life. Okay? For example, people you work with, your bosses, guys are on Twitter. Some are low key, some are. I'll give you an example. There are some small accounts on Twitter there, 300 followers, joined 2010. They're low key communication guys in big brands,
Yeah.
EDs. Personally, I've had a team with some insurance company to go do work for them. And then it turns out that one of the guys on my team actually abused the communications guy of that comms company. And these are guys who go through your Twitter before they give you work or your social
And right
media.
now they're very key tools. There's P24 can just run.
Yeah, guys go through your
correlation of-
Twitter or they go through the list.
Yeah.
So I think probably at some point in one of those drama sessions on Twitter, I think the chick commented something in the comment section. Then this who thinks is a big influencer of 10k, 20k followers replied rudely to the lady. And then that's where it hit me that, man, this drama at some point can also affect, trust me, in the future, even right now, employers, before this guy gives you a job, he'll do a background check. The first thing they will do, social media will tell you everything about someone.
Yeah.
Okay, like the basics. It will tell you everything. So that drama also, if it's not controlled, it may also affect your personal and business life.
One of the things I don't agree with.
You've seen guys get their mental health affected because of these things.
Totally.
This man, drama could be good at some, if could be healthy, and then can also be a very bad thing.
I also think people should, if for the very least, if they can't control behavior, apart from maybe really insulting people and hurting them, that they should block family and co-workers and people they are working with. Reason being is we cannot be in a world where you're censored on what to say. You're not tweeting. It's more of a feeling.
Yeah, of course, I know.
Some guy would give you a comeback that is bloody, but then yours to be as bloody, it has to be real. If you don't,
if someone goes low,
exactly.
You go
sometimes
low.
you have to now to fit into the gum. We cannot really just be there now worried that to some people it's really fun. Yeah. Yes, I know for a fact that all these employers are looking at doing background checks and looking through people's Twitters and their what. But then also we're in a world where these applications are stealing so much from us. So we cannot really afford to give them the true identities of the people we are. We cannot just be feeding. This is why some people have cartoon AVIs and are tweeting different things from their lives. There are people who tweet like they're probably in the US, yet they're here. And they just want to be attached to that because maybe they don't want to fit into their life. Maybe they're forcing it, but that's story for them. How do you measure a successful social media campaign, Albert?
Of course, that goes back to, of course, there are tools when I do a campaign. The first measure, like I told you.
No, like in a layman's without going to the metrics. Like how you know that Omanyi, your campaign, probably,
like me personally.
Yes. How would you measure a successful social media campaign? Now, Kwasiza, probably I want to launch now, Big Conversations going to studio fully. We're going to stop doing outdoor recording. We're going to launch that and we're talking to you and we're like.
First things first is that launch or activation getting executed. That's the first W. Number one. My plan was to launch this it has been launched successfully as planned. It's done. That's win number one. Win number two, have you gotten the numbers as you expected them? For example, if it was a launch via live stream, did people watch? And then to the client side, did the client feel that effect? If it was a product, did people actually, after a short time or in the long run, have they really bought this product? It can't. It doesn't have to per se be. You buy a drink. It can be a product from an insurance company. They are launching a new. So, in a layman's language, it's has it been pulled off? Has my team delivered? Because I have different teams depending on what client needs work. So that if Karen, it all goes back to interest and niche. Yes, not so many of us are sticking to one line of marketing on digital. But there are guys, that if a buck calls me and needs influencers, I'll call him. But on the other side, if the Ministry of Finance wants guys, I want to take this, I take him. So my team also, my well set up team, if they pull off as expected, that also goes back as a win to me and to the entire team. I think that would be in a layman's language. It has happened. I've hit the numbers. Client is happy. And I'm happy. Now, there's a conversation we'll have. I don't know if you'll get a day and get like 4 digital marketers here and like 2 clients.
And we can handle that.
Because there's that stretching between clients. Usually it's monetary.
Exactly. Then there's also the gig plug eating much more from the client and the values.
So you're there. Your team has done very good work. But then there is some the client is so bureaucratic, in terms of releasing funds, because guys did very good work. They expect to have their money ASAP, or that's one thing. Now, the other thing is also about these plugs. Yes, I'm a plug, but I don't think I've been in any controversial issue to do with funds when I'm the plug. But I've been in so many when I'm on a team, and there's the business that has happened between the client and the plug. So it also goes back to your values,
as a human being.
Values, honesty.
True.
It goes back to honesty, because people get money for the team.
But Albert, speaking on the money bit, I have seen influencers come out to threaten. Threaten brands. But hey, we're gonna call you out, give us money. Isn't there like contractual stuff that you don't really have to come and expose brands? I personally don't know. I never want to be hold hostage, but it's a thing I see coming up. This brand didn't give us money. Why are people doing work without real actual?
By the time these people get to tweeting what exactly is going on, that means they have tried all avenues.
All right.
And most of the times, these clients in their books paid the guys, but the guy in between there did business. We call it business. So that's the most beautiful thing about Twitter, that when those guys reach out to clients, their message goes straight to the ED or the communications guy. If this company, in the eyes of the team,
totally now agree,
they weren't paid. So if they tweet like, Karen, you're the ED of such an institution, or the finance guy, and guys are tweeting that this brand or this bank, I've had an issue with a bank that didn't pay money for work for a year. The money took a year in our books, but in real sense, the plug had eaten the money. So the guys tweeted that bank so and so
didn't pay us.
Why don't you pay these people? They did work. So the guy even almost got arrested. And there's so many examples, so many scenarios about this whole
non-payment. Yeah,
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 but
I totally see now. See why it is
the
that.
plugs, honesty.
So
And
isn't
then-
there like a way we can is that like association? Because see, if we went beautiful with this, and this is how we up. I'm speaking now this as also an influencer because I do get people. I'm into the business of profiling people and all that. If we got associations, like you see how plumbers do it, cameramen do it, they have and lawyers do it. Like we really professionalize this whole thing. Yeah. So we have that let's say yes, you're a gig plug, but you belong to an association where you be accountable in case you do not pay people. And also maybe as influencers we like fall into a whole association, so where we go and know that person is not good to do business with, this person is, rather than shaming the brands, because in this case we, if the brand came out to sue you because you're defaming, that's also another story. Yeah, and you could tweet stuff, and time you know it, the brand has totally new management. There's a new general manager, there's new ones, and they don't take this so lightly. Yeah, because you've now pulled down their grades, you've affected their numbers, and social media really picks up quickly. SEO picks up. You say DFC has not paid me, and before you know it, 20 people who wanted to sign up with DSF are now biased about the company.
True. Yeah. By the way, your route is a good one.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've thought about that, about getting more legal in what we do.
Yeah.
In the
I know it's a bit
the field.
expensive, but I think it's needed.
You know,
once we have a platform.
we've had a talk with most of the plugs to try form some kind of an association, that man that could get binding,
because I mean, if
that
Simao has
client,
an association, why not us?
Yeah, that for a client who is trying to play games around paying the guys, that could get sued, or putting some of these plans or contracts on paper, because
I think it's important.
Apparently, the scenario is, I call you up, Karen, I have work, I'll give you 200K for 2 days. That's it. I mean, hey, if I don't pay you,
that's it.
So it goes back to honesty. Me paying you or not, or paying you less. That's what happens. So we need to make it more formal and legal, where we have to first put what we are talking about or our deal on paper, so that at some point, if one of the parties tries to be funny, the other can sue, and then people start taking the paying part seriously. Because if you know that someone may sue me, you'll take their payment serious. Yeah. So what you're talking about is a very good point that we've thought about, and the near future.
It's going to be about that. Okay.
It's coming out.
As we conclude this digital marketing thing, we go out of it. What are some of those disadvantages? You know that. The digital marketing, because everything usually has bad, good,
true
things. You know that, you know what, this is really affecting the line.
There are not so many. One, the most challenge, we just talked about it,
that's big plugs,
honesty. I think that, by the way, to be honest, in this field, away from some clients being funny, and there are things, okay, some people may consider challenges, but I don't think I consider them challenges, because I love what I do, but there's a lot of reporting and strategies. Man, you could spend sleepless nights trying to figure out how you're supposed to pull off this activation. So I don't know if that's the disadvantage.
But me, one of the
disadvantages, because
these
these are way different brands.
Yeah.
You're trying to think like all of them, and you're that one guy. So man, it's a lot going on in your head, but then that's why you're paid.
Yeah.
So I don't consider that a disadvantage.
Me, one I see is between competition and pricing. Now this comes back to the brand. Yeah, I could really have very good content, but because him or probably has doing the same thing.
Yeah,
he's known by very many of you. Yeah, see that, by very many people who are on digital marketing and what. And now it's Albeit competition is unfair. I am producing very good work. It should be out there. It should have probably 200k views. I have prominent profiles. I have people giving very good opinions. But because maybe I've not been to King's College Budo, you get that. And my other creators have been to King's College Budo. And King's College Budo has a big influence generally on society. People who have top jobs, who have what. Now, even now in the digital marketing era, lots of content creators who have gone to Budo get a lot of mileage for just that. It doesn't matter what their content, it doesn't matter if they're copying and pasting their content from a lot of people, but they're just getting the mileage because of what they've been. And to me, that is one of the biggest disadvantages I see. Probably. But now let's go into you, Albert. Who is Albert? What are your values? Who are you as the person?
Right.
How come you're a gig plug who is paying people? People are happy with you. Yeah. Who is Albert?
I don't think I have so much about myself. Yeah, there's so much, but Albert. Like most guys know me on social media, and
You also, by the way, very friendly. Me, that is one thing I keep.
one
up
thing,
from people.
yeah,
You
one thing
do
about
socialize a lot.
one thing about me, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
I don't have any other
Like a
life.
computer.
Yeah, so I'm a very humble guy. I'm a very kind guy, and like you said, friendly. Thanks about that.
You know, spaces menstrual.
Yeah. So I don't. You know, with things about talking about yourself, it's usually very nice to have people talk about you, because I may say something.
It's also interesting to talk about yourself when you like have all these achievements. But I don't believe in that line of work. I believe that if someone really, it doesn't even have to be someone who's going to listen to this podcast right after it's published. Will pick on to know that, you know what, this person has these kinds of values. So they'll compare plus another person on the podcast and another, and they'll be like, you know what, this is what drives Albert. What motivates you? That's the question. What keeps you going?
It's the passion of what I'm doing. Passion is a very good driver of in any field. Before it gets monetary, before you monetize that field, first love it. First love what you're doing, have the passion for it. So passion really drives me a lot. And the money, of course, man.
So there's money in your field. I should.
No. I need money. I need to survive. So
True.
money will also drive you.
True.
But that would be passion first.
Yeah.
Then of course you'll need a living from whatever you're doing. And then also,
when Ciroc was on the podcast, I asked him why he influences for people like Mokula and what not. And he said,
some things I can't do.
First things, that is what I want. What do you choose and not choose to do? If you're saying passion and money, because some people will prioritize money first. We're in a world where you have to get bills paid.
I've actually let down gigs. Like some of the work, some of that shady, I don't know if I should call it shady. That you some guys doing. Probably some of that work at some point
comes back to it.
Might have come to me first. No.
You're saying it. And you
like the client first came to me like, boss, we have this guy who want to go last in this ministry so that he gets fired. Or in this bank. We have this money. Like, bruh, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
But I have a guy.
So this is actually another disadvantage of now digital marketing. If people are really pushing out for negative PR, really.
There's where everyone in life, there's somewhere you draw a line of, man, I can't go out of this. Like I told you, at some point that thing will come back to you. For example, if you go blast a guy, these are big guys, you don't know their kids. Of course, I can't be on Twitter. And you're blasting a guy in a certain bank or in a certain authority. You don't know his family. You don't know. And your guys will move around. Man,
before you know it, a drone comes and
No. Not even that. You don't know how many lives you're affecting, man, with the things you're writing. This is a guy putting food
to tables of
so many people that you don't know. Some could even be your friends or your classmates, or these are guys you hang around with. You don't know his uncle. but his uncle is the guy you've just blasted in the morning, and then you hear blaring with the guy. Man, eh? So there's always that line, there's work I don't do that I've pushed to some guys.
Yeah, but I've also seen there's a big rise on people are saying that this goes to just the government officials. Yeah, people are saying that, you know what, we want to condemn this type of behavior, corruption, from the grassroots. Yeah, if your father is corrupt and the money for corruption, you're using it to buy us beer, we're going to blast you and probably still drink your beer. But
I saw that I saw that tweet,
and people about it. Some people have not stopped, man.
And then to some extent that point is also valid.
Yeah, it's because then how are we going to get some sanity around our institutions?
Exactly. But some of this work, you can't know what exactly is the story behind. You don't know if it's a political war in their institution. True, this person wants this one fired, so he's trying to pull out his dirt. We all have dirt on us that doesn't come out. So this guy will just come out and tell you, this is what's on paper. Yeah. You can tweet that Keron did this. Don't ask questions. And
because of course I'm giving you money.
Exactly. And just put it out well and hard.
Wow.
But Keron did this. Keron did this.
Such a situation.
A guy can sue you, man.
Yeah, I know, because some of these figures have been really prominent. People are talking about, people have carriers, people are dealing with.
And then they'll call you. You personally be like, bruh,
what's up?
You say this guy did this. Produce evidence. And man, that's until you start.
And remember, we're in a world where we don't even have contracts as influencers. Yeah. We don't have binding. I'm doing my job.
The guy can deny you.
Thank you. The plug was there, man.
I didn't. I don't know where you're getting, what you're writing. So man, there's those gigs I don't do. There's a line I draw, and then also
the parent thing.
Yeah, and then also honesty, man. With the people I've worked with, I've tried my best to be honest to the clients and my team, and also love to have that energy given back to me when I'm not the guy in charge, but on a team as well. So, man, quite interesting.
All right. But still, then what do you think of just this is a trending thing of your parents are corrupt? Would you chill with me if my parents are corrupt? Because then me as a child, in my defense, it's not my calling that my father has a government job and they're eating money. And you know how African parenting is. I'm trying to avoid
that talk, but you keep bringing it back.
I want to, but you know, your parents corrupt and you don't want to talk about it.
But let's have that talk.
Let's have that talk. Would you chill with me because you know what? My parents are corrupt. And I'm probably going to buy the alcohol, and because this is what we're doing. We're chilling, we're drinking all this alcohol. Is it my responsibility as a child? And African parenting is in a way that we don't really have talks with our parents to that level where the man has paid my school fees and
I don't care if he stole the money.
So how then am I going to tell him, you know what, daddy, the money you're using is supposed to feed
supposed to do that road.
Supposed to do that road and
so, personally,
I think the online pressure is important.
Yeah, it is. But everyone should be held responsible of their actions. You as a person, you're responsible and you must be accountable. So I've seen tweets. There are some guys in government whose kids are on Twitter. I'm seeing guys dragging their kids instead. Actually, even this week, I think I saw some girls drag a chick. The mother is some woman.
Yeah.
They think is corrupt. They're like, you guys.
No. The mother is someone that has actually been corrupt. I don't want us to panel beat around them. We have read the news. We have seen some of these things. We have really seen.
So, I don't know. We should. Okay, if you're supposed to, go straight and drag the person. Don't bring their child in, eh? Yeah. So hold that person responsible.
I also personally really
how
feel
they use that money to try give their kids a life, or that should be. And then goes back to suing. For example, what if that chick comes and sues you? I don't know, but in the event that she sues you, where do you go from there? I think if you're trying to be or if you're doing activism around corruption,
Mm.
go to that person straight. Some of them even have Twitter accounts. Put it there, like this and this. You ate Kamani for Kungu Road.
Yeah. I totally.
Yeah, but man, this thing of dragging their kids, personally, I don't think that's right. And I don't think I'll ever do it. Yes, we've called out guys for, I think I've also done a tweet at some point.
Yeah.
The stories you read, you're like, bruh, man, okay, these guys should have been lying, eh? You can't steal this much money. But you can't start calling out their children. Hit the guy.
True.
Yeah,
I also
right.
feel like the children should
But
be
then
given the space to.
that point,
Yeah.
that's part of us hanging out with those kids. What should we do? Okay, some of them we could know.
We
that-
don't actually really choose friends in life. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, you hang out with these guys, and it's not per se that every money they are spending in a bar on themselves or on you is that money.
We cannot confirm or deny
Exactly.
that.
This guy could be their father is corrupt, right? But the guy also does work. He doesn't wake up and sit
And waits for
from Zay
corruption
to
money.
steal and bring. You see, this guy could be having also like a hustle somewhere, and that's the money you could simply with
Yeah.
wherever you are. So you can't be like every beer this guy has bought, that's taxpayers' money. Hey, then go on Twitter and drag the guy. So man, and then we also need such friends in big places. You can never know, man. Hey.
It's your time. Plus,
Yeah.
it's really a culture with all of us as
Yeah.
citizens
Yeah.
that we're corrupt. I think to be washed up because a guy would come, they want to get into some party at Bellwether, they'll give that man 5,000. Yeah, and they'll enjoy
So
party. The whole culture
They're just
really-
levels in this thing.
They're just levels, eh? And in one of the podcasts, Kenneth was speaking to
That's
Fahad,
beautiful, yeah.
and he said, because of course, Banyankole, you people are in these positions always. So he was saying,
Who is you? Who's
people, Banyankole are in high positions everywhere. So he told this man that they have this saying of, if your father doesn't steal the money, mine will come and steal it. Something like that. So it's better your father steals the money
Steals it first.
than some other guy coming up to steal the money.
wow.
Because it's the trend of things. It's how
Yeah,
things
is it?
are done around.
So
here.
man, that's my take on such a thing.
Yeah. Now, moving on.
Mm.
As someone who is in the alcohol business, man,
Mm.
how are you handling? Aren't you getting drunk on your consumption? How are you surviving? How are you surviving with addictions and stuff like
goes
that?
back to responsibility.
How are you doing that? How are you being responsible? Because we all want to be responsible, man. Everyone out there wants to be
No,
responsible.
of course we do take the product.
Hmm.
You take the product you're trying to sell to someone, but like a normal person, you take it when you're supposed to.
No,
take
I'm,
it.
I'm looking into you as a personality, not because you're
Yeah,
selling them.
exactly.
Yeah.
I do take the product, but responsibly, like I'm trying to pull this out, and at the right time,
Yeah.
in the right place. If you figure that out and on the right day,
When is the right day to drink? Me, I'm a
any day
non-drinker.
can be right, even a Monday.
So there's no actual right day.
No, are you seeing a date on that bottle? Have you ever looked at it like this? You're like, hey, this thing is like you should take it
Wednesday,
on Monday.
yeah.
So any day can be a right day, responsibly, but the right time as well. For example, you have a very important meeting the next day, or an exam, or
But you see,
a very
habits
important interview.
once, yeah,
Hmm?
habits,
So it goes
habits.
back. Exactly. For example, at uni,
Yeah,
you know, we've been uni. We've
yeah,
seen
we're going to
people
talk about that
live
briefly.
recklessly. But then there's coursework the next day or an exam, and guys are in wave blasting. Like an exam at 8. I think that's irresponsible. This is something I've never done.
But then some of
but
those
I've seen
guys ace
do.
their papers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then so the excuse is there are some guys that pull that off and also pass.
Yeah.
But there are guys whose lives have been shattered because of such a
that's-
lifestyle.
yeah.
So, you drinking alcohol should never be a reason you to fail in life or do stupid mistakes, because you'll be accounted or you'll be accountable for those mistakes. So, yes, any day can be the right day if you're in the right headspace and have a reason to. But do it responsibly. I do it responsibly.
I was reading your uncle's tweet. He was talking about he was very addicted to betting and gambling. So
Who was that?
Hillary.
Yeah, okay.
So in this talk, he says he quit in one go after he talked to an old man who then gave him something like to go back and think of. I don't remember what it was specifically, but then I asked him how he managed to quit in one go. And transform.
You know why I asked who was that? I thought it's Simon, eh?
So sorry about that.
No, I don't think. But Hillary, I think I saw that as well. About
so he said, because he also says he was licking the middle thumb, which personally I think I still do until O level, and he quit. And that's right. Well, it's commendable when you look at his life. Really, he's really commendable on how he handles these things. His discipline is a bit special. Yeah, it's not the average day boss you would see, and this is why he has boomed up online and all this.
I know, man. I know.
So, for you as an individual, what is that? Do you have like a moment you've seen a friend go through? Because me personally, one of other reasons, I've not seen my father drink growing up, but he's never had a problem with me drinking. On parties, it's always forced me to drink. It's like, drink, that's your life. But I have seen what alcohol does to my friends. Yeah, rich, poor, what, all of them. I know how many of the decisions they make. I know how much of time they spend because they have to facilitate the drinking behavior and all that. I have seen others that have become addicts and they've gone to rehab. They've done all that. So to me, the experiences of my friends are reasons as to why I'm like, you know what, that is something I really cannot handle. Yeah, let me keep away from it. And probably I only drink on my birthday personally. I'll drink alcohol on my birthday or my friend's birthday, and it's strictly a party for that, and I'm there. And
so yesterday you blasted.
Yesterday I blasted, and I'm still waiting for my shots from you. How for you what do you learn from this field, and more that you're involved into it?
Yeah, but like you said, usually we learn lessons from other people's mistakes.
Yes, totally.
That's the first thing. If someone does something and it goes bad, or they get a very bad result from it, and then you following the same line and doing the same thing, that would be so silly of you. So yes, like you said, I've also had friends who have friends who are addicts, and you're seeing guys going to hell alive.
Truth.
With drugs, with alcohol. Some have been to rehab, some have gotten arrested, and then you're like, bruh, and this is something they started small.
Exactly.
You know, it's quite interesting when this person really going way off is a guy you saw when he was still a good guy, but due to influence, due to there's so many friends from different walks of lives we meet in university, because usually most of people lose it at campus. They have no curfew, they're in a hostel, they don't have food.
They've also been in a gate for all their lives, so now they have bad set free.
No one is pushing him to go to class. There's a plug around the hostel, so that's where they lose it. I've learned from my friends, and also me as a person, I have my goals in life. And going that line isn't one of them. So personally, you also in your life, you have to have goals. That I have to do this, have to do this, have to do this. And how do I have to do this? And what are those things that will at some point come and try to make me go out of my way to achieve what I want to achieve? So it goes back to goals. Focus. You have your focus. If you think such and such a drug, and people are addicted to not even just drugs, so many other things. So if you think
porn, and it's an internet world.
So if you think such a thing is going to affect your goal, I think it would be so wise to drop it before it gets to that point of no return, or regulate it. Go low, go slow on it. So same scenario.
Tell kusimbula every day. If you know it's not
exactly. So
but also man, we're in social media era. You see if Mugi is going to tweet ngasimbu de Canada, and you also think you're going to So exactly, and you're like, man, I think it's time. So there's also that people are selling packets that make believes of things, and then we are falling into them, and these algorithms really benefit from the fact that they make us addictive to the content.
And then with digital marketing, I can tweet about something that I am not doing at that
you know
point,
about it. You probably are making
but
money
then
from it.
These things are impulsive. You on the other end, you think I am in it. And for example, the tweets Mugi does, I don't know what you will say about this, but it's not something bad. If he tweets on a Monday, he'll try to drive Rich to Liquor House.
Yeah.
So the point in that tweet is Liquor House.
Yes.
He will tweet something about Kusimbula, but then end it with
Liquor House. Or even if he doesn't, even if he just posts a picture around alcohol, he knows that it's going to drive that traffic to Liquor House.
You'll think him out there is, you could even have old photos of him.
Exactly.
Posts that, gives Liquor House a shout out, ask the call to action, you guys also reach out to Liquor House, then you also go ahead. Call the boys.
And it's boom.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're going to become an addict that day.
One thing you should know is that he'll cut out this part of you shouting out to Liquor House, and he's going to use it to Liquor House, so it will affect you and your other brands of Ciroc. There will be like a selling alcohol for these other people.
No,
so watch out for
Liquor House is a liquor store. So they have,
actually your people,
yeah. So they have every brand.
Yeah.
So
totally.
And then I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because
it's not.
That scenario could happen on the right day of Simbla. So that's okay.
And for him, he's probably doing his job, making sure his business gets the traffic. Yeah.
So man, everything gets bad when you abuse it. So the youths out there should understand that, man, these things are bad when abused. Yeah. Irresponsibly. That thing is always out there.
Yeah.
Have a limit. Have values. Stay focused. Stay on your goals.
Yes.
Yeah. Every time you remind yourself
since
that,
you're talking about goals and all this, let's look into your campus life. You've just graduated with a BCom. How do you then decide? Let's go through it. When do you decide that I want to do this? Now you're a digital marketer, you're a social media king, top of the chain. You, by the way, one of those people I would personally also recommend. I've seen that you really put in your whole heart into
recommend
this.
me a lot, man. And shout out to everyone that recommends me to do work. I was in campus for quite a bit longer than
because
some
of
the
Corona?
guys. Yeah, because I first did a diploma.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, then did a bachelor's. So that's 3+.
Man, also that's some strong mental health, man.
And then I had to go right into it. Okay, I would hustle, but then go right into it so that I don't wait. I just went right into it. And my campus life, I was in MOOBS for all those 5 years, and things about MOOBS. You've heard all stories about MOOBS.
No, what stories? Apart from they have beautiful girls and they have expensive girls, I don't know the stories. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good place. It's a good environment to learn. Yeah, that's one thing, and it's a good university. Yeah, so I was there for all that time, and my campus life was quite an interesting one. But for the start, as I started out, I wasn't so into digital. Actually, I started digital marketing at campus in 20.
So you really started it, and
I had a passion for IT and social media.
Yeah.
So at some point in 2015, 2016, I think my first gig was a rugby match. I think it was Nile Breweries. I think it was must have been a rugby match. Yeah, in 2015. Some guy called Don. You know Don Atungisa? Yeah. Don gave me my first, by the shout out to Don. Don gave me my first work in he set me off.
My nigga.
Yeah. That was my first shot. So and usually I give it up to Don for all the things I've done in digital marketing, because he's the guy who gave me my first work. So yeah, that was 2016 or 15. So that changed my life at campus. I started doing class as I do this work as a side thing. And you know, there's no like particular time of I work from this time.
To
A
this
gig
time.
can come up in a time of class. You're in class, but you busy hashtag one client trendy. So those are the days of trendy where because people
We
have
have to
moved.
be number one on the hashtag.
Yeah. But some clients have realized it's not about the trendy.
It should never be. I tell you what, it should never be.
You know when we are pitching these things, and you're trying to explain to some of them that it's not about that trending. Some of them be like, wow, that trendy. Yeah. The trend can be there, but it's also about the quality of content you guys are putting out there.
People, yes, thank you.
Quality of content.
Totally
You
agree.
don't per se have to trend, but what kind of, for example, these guys who do spamming, if it's about the trending, that's when you see guys, for example, Bcop,
Yes.
Bcop with Karen, and the guy pastes the hashtag like 10 times. Like if I ever had a guy on my
And
team
people
that does
meet
that
you.
thing,
Exactly.
I'll
People
get
don't
you off
want
even mid the work.
They're noisy.
So so from that point, you know with this gig economy, as you start out, every gig gets you to another gig, or every small gig that you think is small
We'll get to
will
that big again.
another. For example, as we were starting out, we used to do gigs of, I would not say pro bono, because this would be money. For example, if there's a if there's a concert, the girl will tell you, bring your boys, but I'm just giving them a ticket or two and a beer. Tweet about this concert. So, like I told you, it was never about money.
Yeah.
It was about, of course,
Building
I can't do
the
that
relationship.
at this point.
Yes.
Point
But it's never a bad thing.
But so what I'm trying to tell people out there trying to enter this thing, that as you start out, even that gig you think that is small, I don't know if they are still there.
They are because there are people, there are companies without budgets and they need to push agendas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone would tell us that they have work for 2 days and they have 50K for each person. Now, if you think that's small and do not do it, you may lose a chance from that very client that may have some different work
That is 200 bucks.
in the following month.
Yes.
That's 500,000 in 2 days. So
Totally agree with you.
every gig got me to another gig, to another gig, to another gig, to a point that in the last 2 years, I think, I've never lived a day there. I'm not.
But first put me on your team. Meanwhile, I need to make some of this money.
On.
What? Okay, but yeah, that's commendable.
Okay,
but you also very referred a lot.
From the first lockdown, there's been a gig going on my timeline until now. And then, and I'm giving this up to most of these clients. I get them from other clients or the same clients. For example, I do good work for you. You have a friend who needs the same service, recommend. That's why I take back the values. How do you handle the clients? Even some of them that delay payment at some point would like, bruh, that's 100K. Let me leave this guy. Let me not go out there and shout on the TL.
I feel you.
The guys wait the money and we chilled. I know you have them also.
Yes.
We're like, man, I'll let that go. Because if someone sees you tweet trash about that brand,
exactly, they're going to worry about
about
themselves.
like what if I'm going to
working
pay this
with
guy
him.
work,
Yes.
but what if I don't like cheating but Kamani delays?
Yes.
Will he drag me as well like this? So
Thank you.
those are a few tips. There's some small things that guys never pay detail to, but are very really important in this marketing thing, digital marketing. So
we're still in you in campus now.
Sorry, we were in campus. I graduated with my diploma. That was 2017. I had a year there of waiting to go to my bachelor's, and still work was coming, but still small. But yeah, good work. Still digital marketing. Yeah, and I was living like any other youth.
So now you're going to learn how to do this completely for you.
Yeah. I've done this thing for quite some time,
and that is you have the passion for it.
And I started it out as a joke. Let's tweet. For example, and then there are things I also used to do that I don't know how this will sound. I can see a hashtag, and it's quite interesting. I go through it. These guys are talking about a company or a brand launching, and I do a few tweets about it. And someone out there will think I'm part of the team, but I'm not. But I do that to keep mastering my craft. For example, if I want to tap into the insurance market,
and
then I'm seeing guys doing an insurance gig. I first put in some time and go through it, like what are they doing? How are they doing it? I can drop 2 or 3 tweets to have the feel. Okay? So that by the time a similar client comes to me, I know what to do and what my team should do. Or I could try find out the plug and ask the guy, man, first take me through that strategy. How there are so many strategies guys are full of on digital that are quite interesting and disruptive. So you don't lose anything asking a guy to man. You don't have to think of Kusimba every time you meet your fellow digital guys. Sometimes brainstorm about digital work. Man, how did you pull off the other gig? How did you pull off the other activation? How did you pull off this? So in such a manner, you learn so many things from each other. You get so many opportunities from these people. For example, Karen, if we meet somewhere and we're talking about digital, you may say so many things, but they'll stick to my head. But at some point, if someone talks about something, I'll think about Karen's strategy. I may use your strategy somewhere and pull it off very well.
Yes. Totally agree with you. One of the things I was doing for me was I used to actually look on the timeline because I also had a lot of time on my hand, see like a trending thing, maybe something is happening at Serena where there's also going to be free food. So I'd go and be a part of it, just like that. I'm not on the gig plugs thing. I get a ticket, I enter, I even eat the food, I tweet about it. I meet, of course, all these delegates and now sell my own strategy to them. That, hey,
especially
those
what I do. Big conferences.
Exactly. UBA. I think my first 2, then after, I first did Uganda Backers Association just like that. Then after the next one as literally the gig plug this time. So
meet so many guys. You may not talk to them, but even the feel of meeting them.
It's interesting. You
also,
know that
it's also mind open. You're like, man, this is the life out there.
That's true. That's totally true.
So
no.
I went through my bachelor's as well, got done with it. And then with digital marketing, there is so much knowledge out there about digital marketing. On digital, purely digital. These are things they'll never teach you in school.
True.
No course in Makerere or where that they will sit and be like, today, digital marketing. No. Use your knowledge or whatever you learned in school. Not even YouTube. There are so many digital courses on Google, on Facebook. Facebook has a part where people study about digital. So whenever you get some time on you check these things out. They really have knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge out there. And these are things you could even attach to your CVs. Because you get certified. And there's so many out there, you can't even exhaust them. You do as many as you can on top of your degree or your bachelor's. And then also, I'm soon enrolling for my MBA, for my master's.
Why are you going for an MBA, Albert?
I just
are you targeting big jobs or you just...
I know at some point I'll need a big job. A bigger job.
No, but it's good to have the passion. I just feel like school is to me is spending now more time for the MBA. The hustle.
Man,
but do you really? If it's your plan,
probably the next intake of MOBS or MOOC. I'm rolling right into.
You don't want to look at going outside, get scholarships. No. You want to stay here strictly.
That's what I still have in my head right now.
But if you got the opportunities, you don't turn them down.
No way. No, I
Oh.
never turn out any opportunity.
I thought like for you, you like, no, I
No.
want to stay in UG. Now, as someone who is, of course, you're a digital marketer, you're also handling brands and a gig plug. How have you managed to stay away from internet drama? Because how have you managed to make sure your friends are sane enough not to put you in some kabuyo and stuff like that? As we conclude, Albert, take it away.
I knew you'll bring that up. But about drama,
Yeah.
by the way, you're not the first person to ask me. I've got so many guys ask me that question of how do I stay away from drama? Because there's some, I think most of the guys on Twitter, the guys in that field, have at some point been
in some drama.
small drama.
Yes.
But I don't know if I'm just lucky or...
No, it's just not your time.
Or, no. There are points where I nearly
All right. Yeah, now that's what I want to understand. How come you've avoided it? What did you do in
you
this
restrain yourself. You're like, bruh, you can't even draft the tweet. And you know the moment I hit tweet, and you know here we don't delete. I got my share yesterday. So it's control. Because trust me, yes, I've had those moments. Guys drafted, the moment you hit, it's going to blow up. But there's that energy, man. You must fight yourself. You're like, bro, no. This someone has tweeted this about me, about such a topic. I want. And then the other thing is also not having an opinion on everything. Now, that's where most guys get it wrong. Feminism comes, you have an opinion. Sport, opinion. Music, opinion. Mental health.
You're an expert.
Life, expert. Reproductive health.
Motivational speakers, you're there.
Bro, you can't be anywhere and not find trouble, at least in one of them. Which could be
totally agree.
feminism at some point. That's where some guys go wrong.
And you see, like you're just coming out.
Some guys come up with narratives and they think they are wise.
This is why, by the way, I am also fighting so much for people to be very engaged with this podcast.
Yeah.
You saw the previous guest we had on this podcast right before you started. She's called Dr. Lina Zedriga, She's the vice president NUP, but she has a big experience in social activism.
We need to have her on a space sometime.
Yeah, that'll link
Those
up
points
with
you
you.
had about feminism are very good
So
points.
we want
the
young generation really says that these people are so out of touch, but then these people have a rich knowledge of experience to understand some of these things. This is one of the tweets, by the way, sent out from Dr. Maggie Chigoze. I had also put something like that, of women should get married, and it got out of hand to people that luckily enough that day I was safe.
Why are you setting me?
I don't want you to talk on feminism, Albert. No, I don't want you to talk on feminism because you don't want to talk about feminism. But I want the rich, because we get people. We had Sharon here and I asked her about feminism and she said she didn't have anything on it. So people like Doctor, who have all this experience, and they're really fighting for women. Her background really shows she has been into the civic world, fighting for women. We need some of these opinions to go out there so that we do not have just a battle of, I don't like a man because some girl whose man broke her heart is now just against men because of just that experience. We want people who are informed and are looking out for equal opportunity for everyone, and that's
your take.
That's my take on
respect
it.
it. You want my take?
No. You want to give me a take? Please do. Give me a take on feminism.
My guy.
You have sisters, you have cousins who are female. Give me your take on feminism.
But I think I'm not against what they are doing.
What are they doing? No. First, wait.
Whatever they are pushing for.
Yes. But pushing is one thing. And I'll tell you something about activism. There's activism for money. The people who push their agendas, we've had.
I had their funders of some things, but
because they are. I mean, there are groups that are created, and people are creating agendas, and what we've had.
Camera on.
Yes, it is on. We've had that. We had people trash Chimanda's work on feminism because it's against what they believe. So it's always going to be like that. Activism is like that. Even people power. There of course funders that want the freedom we're requesting.
Whichever activist, whatever they believe in. Yeah, me, I respect it. I may not have an opinion. But
what do you believe in?
No, what I believe in. For example, I've seen these. Now, this I also avoid drama. I've seen people tweet about stuff.
Yeah.
Probably could be about feminism or mental health. And someone does a tweet and you're like, bro, okay, you're right, or your cause is right, but this tweet is wrong. And now that's where you restrain from reacting. Now, guys like you, who are buddy guys,
No.
guys like you and Humphrey, you come all in. Now, that's when it begins. Now, that's why me, I avoid such controversies. I'm not saying those topics are bad or what, but they are sensitive. Mental health
but I think they should be very welcoming,
and
because we really need to put them out there.
That's where retweeting comes in.
Yeah.
And I really love that feature of retweeting. You have an opinion that I do believe, I don't believe in. I believe in, but can't tweet it.
Oh, you don't believe it, and you're like, let me put you out there. Yes. Interesting.
I'm like, bro, yeah, man, you're right, but I can never tweet this stuff.
Albert, now as we really conclude, this is our last. Your story really shows that you're going to keep in the line of digital marketing. You've also really amassed enough capital, social capital, and I don't know, monetary to really set this field up so that we go to space, so that our clients give us money, so that we are recognized and commendable. And it's not just, he's just a social media influencer. I'm lucky now I'm getting out of that line. No, not just an influencer. Because people really take it like that, but it's not that light, because I'm giving a lot of value to businesses. What is your legacy as an individual? What, if things came to an end today, what do you want to leave behind? And be like, you know what, me, Albert, I was part of this. I made sure this happened. Or me, I just want to be a family man and stuff. What's your legacy? What?
It's a very good question and wide one. But what do I want to leave behind? Every person I meet, any day or every day, I would want to first impact that person, or how they take me, how they see me. There are people that meet me, or there are people that you meet every day, and probably could be a last day they are seeing you. Not that they're going to die, but you'll never meet again. They'll go, you'll go. But the impression they get about you, the energy they get from you, the humbleness they see in you, the kindness they see in you. And
it's true, man.
I'm really of that view, and I wouldn't say yes, I'm generous, but if with the little I have, I don't have so much, but I try to be as kind as possible, kind to everyone. For example, that Bill Weather here, I would be as kind to you, or to Hillary, or to the Scary, or to the guy cleaning there. I'll give all those people the same energy. So I would want to be remembered as a person that had impact, positive impact on a person that you meet, and would assume that's the last person, that's the last day you're seeing them. How have you impacted those people? And then I'd also love to be remembered as a person who was giving. I love giving. I really feel happy when I give someone something.
Please make sure you put me on your team so that when big gigs come, if you give me gigs, I'll know that.
I love giving. Even just meeting a guy there says, man, I want this. The little I have, if I give that person and see them smile, I really feel happy in my heart. So I want to be remembered as a guy, as a kind guy, a friendly guy. You said I'm friendly.
That is,
I have
your biggest character trait. That's true.
So many, and these are people from different walks of life. You be interested how I would interact with an ED of an institution and a border guy. I would just give them the same energy. They would take the same picture of me.
Yeah.
Man, that guy I don't know what they take. You know what you take? But yeah, I'll love both these people to take the same energy from me, all walks of life. So that's how I really want to be remembered.
All right, man. Thank you. Really. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, I made it to the big podcast.
You've
Thank
come
you
through, and this has been such a good conversation.
Yeah.
Very sure
I
it's
know.
gonna be one of our biggest.
I know bigger things are coming on.
But
this
you had
podcast.
questions? Please ask a few. Any if we've not left any.
Okay, roll. let's take our shots.
All right.
I'll ask them.
All right, but thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.